Pixar's Win or Lose is now out. They announced this show 6 years ago. Now at last it's finally out. And Pixar is back. Let's talk about it. Now besides Inside Out 2, we all know that Pixar hasn't been doing the best lately. We had Elemental, which almost flopped. We had Lightyear, which did flop. And then we had all those Pixar movies on Disney+. Now, those were good, but they're not what we want from Pixar. What we want from Pixar is movies like Toy Story, The Incredibles, Finding Nemo, Up, storytelling like that, with a very mature theme to the story. Now granted, Inside Out 2, I did feel like they brought back that theme that was missing, but they didn't really bring it all the way back. But Inside Out 2 was basically the comeback from Pixar that needed, and became the highest grossing animated movie of last year, because now Inside Out 2 passed that. And Pixar is back with the show. They continued what they brought from Inside Out 2 and decided to carry it on. We continue to get those mature themes, those mature storytelling that Pixar had. Again, not as good as that Renaissance era, but about on the tier of Inside Out 2, but with more meaning and depth into it. The storytelling of what makes Pixar is relevant in this show. And if you love what Pixar does, Win or Lose is able to bring exactly what those movies bring, but into show form. And they're able to tell that theme in each individual episode. And I liked how each episode circled around a different character. It kind of shows that everyone is going through something. And we get to see certain characters' perspectives in the situation, and it's not always just a situation just based from what you see, because there's always a character's perspective around a certain topic. You get to see 8 different characters, all with the same story, but in their own perspective, and with their own theme. Each character has their own way of showing you how they feel in a certain situation. Like we get a ball of stress, we get Armor reflecting off all the negativity. We get a kid with imagination and an art style drawing. Like each character has their own different way of showing this is how they see their point of view. And I feel like the show really kicked in at episode 3 and continued that throughout it all, because episode 3 was where like the main theme of Pixar started kicking in. The first 2 episodes had it, but it was more like episode 1 was more setting up. Episode 2 is what had that theme, but not that big Pixar theme. Episode 3 is when it kicked in and kind of felt more like a Pixar show. And by the end of the show, they were able to wrap up all these different character storylines and ended off on a satisfying note, the way Pixar themes end off stories. But I do have a few problems. First off, I do feel like the first 2 episodes are weaker, specifically episode 1. They're not as good as the rest of the show. And I feel like this show is missing the emotional hook that Pixar movies have. We all cry during Pixar movies, but this one didn't really have, it had the emotion in there. There were sad moments in there that had to do with the theme, but nothing to make you cry, like Pixar is known for. But besides that, Win or Lose is exactly what Pixar needs, and is another comeback from Pixar. We had Inside Out 2, and now we have Win or Lose, bringing back those themes of what you like about Pixar movies. If you haven't seen Win or Lose yet, what are you doing? If you love Pixar, this show is absolutely for you. But anyways, if you like this video, maybe leave those on the side of you too. Like, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Goodbye.